High school basketball in Newport News, Virginia. It is Woodside versus Heritage in girls basketball. Hi again, everybody. I'm Greg Picaveras along with Nate Milton. Glad you're with us from Heritage High School in Newport News. Classic rivalry.
Absolutely, my friend. I can't think of a better way to start this basketball season than with a classic rivalry out here on the court tonight.
Despite the weather, they're ready to move on.
Yes, the weather in 2018 so far has been a little bit frightful, but this basketball has been so delightful, Greg. I cannot wait to see these two teams come out here and show us what they got.
All right, our officials are Walter Hamlin, Walter McCoy, and Anthony Gorgone. Of course, 10 years ago, Heritage won the state championship in girls basketball.
Absolutely, and they're trying to get back to that level right now. Heritage with a current record of 7-6. They're not quite on that pace yet, but it's a matter of consistency, Greg. I think, if they can start putting some wins together, we might see them start to get that confidence again.
And, of course, Woodside 12-3, coached by Brian Scott and Heritage.
And Heritage, of course, is back in business under the tutelage
of Coach Talon.
The expert care of Coach Talon.
The female version. Now her husband's an assistant volunteer coach against his old school.
That is a interesting subplot, Greg. I think basketball, much like anything, is best when it's kept in the family.
Woodside in the black, Heritage in the white. We're underway. We're ready for some exciting basketball action. All right. Woodside has it, going right to left. Outside jumper is up, off. That's going to be important, is get those offensive boards.
Yeah, Felicia Allen trying to get things started with the score, but unfortunately wasn't able to knock that down. And I think that's the one advantage that Heritage does have, Greg, is they have that size, that physicality that I think can intimidate Woodside on the boards.
All right, that's Reality Webb, number 10 for Heritage in the white. With the Lady Canes on their shirt. Coached by Coach Talon. Traveling. So early on, shot selection, attack the glass, transition, play your game, not the opponent, focus intensity, and of course, focus on the mat.
Right, and you can't have those turnovers, Greg. Like you said, possession is key with this, and we just saw a early turnover right there by the Lady Hurricanes.
This is their third time playing this year already during the 2017-18 season. They've split. Woodside in the black. Baseline jumper off. Still no score. No shaky. And that's to be expected.
Yeah, you talk about having the layoffs due to the weather and everything. These girls are going to, try to get their footing back underneath them and get back into that rhythm.
Woodside likes the motion offense. Heritage likes the 1-3-1 defense, as you see it right now. We can hear Bill.
The thing I really like about Woodside, Greg, is the athleticism that they bring to the table.
Absolutely. There's number 3 for Heritage. Washington. Good positioning there. And see the second chance points.
Finally getting it in there right there. Woodside, that's the one weakness I think they have, Greg, is that size. They're not big on the boards, and you can bully them on the blocks a little bit, as we saw right there on that last offensive possession by Heritage.
Woodside's got the ball in the black and aqua uniforms. Great sportsmanship by all these girls. 2-0 Heritage. They play 8-minute quarters in the Virginia High School League. Greg Picaveras, Nate Milton, glad you're with us.
Good steal right there by Angel James on that last possession. They give it right back, though.
Been a tough January to say the least. 3 officials tonight. Brian Scott, coach of the Denby girls, the JV girls, assistant to the Denby as well. Pretty much been Mr. Denby. Now he's at Woodside. Here comes Woodside in the motion offense. Heritage counting that 1-3-1 defense. Still 2-0 is the score.
I like the patience I'm seeing right now by the Woodside offense. They're not rushing things, Greg.
Yeah, ball control, limit the mistakes. Of course, they're going to look to bench support later. And it's good.
Wow. Nice job by Felicia Allen taking it around and going straight to the hoop. And like you said, Greg, this is what it's all about, being patient, not trying to force your offense.
Sonny Durr says she brings balance, not to the force.
I was going to say, is she a Sith or a Jedi, Greg?
We'll find out tonight.
Do it or do not do.
Mike Talon's Star Sidious, right? Yeah. He's coaching his old team. 2-0.
I am really looking forward to seeing which of these teams, Greg, can come out and establish the tempo early on. Because right now, we've seen a little bit of sloppy play, and that's to be expected given the layoffs and the delays because of the weather we've had.
Right. They play 8-minute quarters. You got to limit those mistakes and the turnovers, and we've seen that a lot already. Move without the ball, crash the boards, be aggressive, inside, outside play, mix it up. Focus on tonight, no distractions. Don't worry about your previous two games against either team. Make it a team effort, all inclusive.
I know it's a bit of a cliche, Greg, but it really is. New year, new you. You know, it's 2018. Flip the calendar and come out and reestablish yourself for the second half of this basketball season.
Focus, just get through tonight on all ends.
That's all they got to do, Greg.
Little sky hook there.
Wow.
By number 21, Coral McPlaza.
I really like that move right there. Coral did a good job of positioning under the basket, and then, like you said, a little baby sky hook.
Little coral reef.
That's
like the ocean.
Telling you what.
4-2. I like this proactive aggressiveness these girls are playing with.
That is the one advantage that Heritage does have in the game tonight. They are the more physical team. So if they can get into a half-court game, a slug-it-out game with the Woodside Wolverines, they'll have the advantage, Greg.
And Heritage likes the motion offense, 1-3-1 defense. The strength is the size, weakness is the depth for Heritage, according to Coach Talon. Coach Talon, she played for Woodside.
Wow.
It's off. She's coached at the collegiate and high school level both.
Right there you see, again, the size advantage on the inside. Woodside should have came down with that bucket, but because they didn't, Heritage got a second chance.
That was number 12, Special Bridges.
And that was a special shot, Greg.
Bridges and McPlaza play very similar.
Yeah, they give them that 1-2 punch on the interior that I think Woodside's going to have to combat.
They complement each other very well. 6-2 Heritage, 3:40 left in the first quarter.
I mean, you can just see, folks, like looking at your screen right now, the size difference between these two squads out there. And for Woodside to win, Greg, I think they're going to have to take advantage of what they have. That's that speed and athleticism on the outside.
Outside jumper is good.
There you go.
By number 4, that's Boyce.
Amaya Boyce, the freshman in the starting lineup for the Woodside Wolverines. And they got a steal. Put it back up.
And Woodside's had great players like Adrian Motley in the past. And of course, they're playing against their former coach, Mike Talon, who's now an assistant with his wife at Heritage.
Yeah, and that's got to have conflicting emotions for these young girls
and
here.
For Talon as well.
And for Talon as well.
He coached this school for so long.
And when you have, that connection, it's a special bond between the coach and their players. But it's all business when that buzzer sounds, Greg.
And he coached Phoebus, too, the girls as well. It's good. Nice shot there by number 12. Again, Special Bridges.
Again, that interior offense and defense is the key to the game tonight for the Lady Hurricanes. When you talk about Bridges, when you talk about McPlaza, that is a 1-2 punch. And Woodside's going to have to combat on the outside, Greg.
That was number 22, respectively, as well.
Zaire.
And she's a Jackson.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
Just like that, Woodside's gotten the lead 10-8.
And that's how Woodside's going to win this game, Greg, by working the ball around, being quick, being efficient with their offense. They can't try to go inside and bang it out with Heritage because that's a losing game.
Kind of get it in bunches.
There you go.
.224 left in the first quarter. We're at Heritage High School. Outside jumper is up. Off.
Wow.
In and out. The refs are letting them play their game. And here come the Canes. And the Tony fast break works. We've been waiting a year to say it.
I'm telling you. They were off to the races. Good job by number 4, Journey DeLoach, Greg.
Taking the journey.
But Woodside answers right back. That's the way they're going to get this thing done. Great shot by Felicia Allen. Like you said, brings that balance and leadership to the Woodside Wolverine. Ooh. Wow.
Almost like a European walk there. But it's good.
Reality Webb with the Euro step. I like the aggressiveness.
You've seen a lot of that in the NBA lately,
yes.
too.
You're just copying what the pros do, and that's, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, my friend.
And both these squads have buttoned up here lately.
And it feels like they're starting to get into their groove now.
Yeah, they get the flow. It's 13-12 Woodside with a little over a minute left in the first quarter. Heritage in the white. No shot clock. You like that, Nate?
I mean, it's a change from what we see at other levels of basketball, but I think for the high school game, it's something that doesn't bother me. I think it's a different strategy that you have to bring in.
Like the grassroots of basketball.
Yeah. Like you mentioned off the top, Greg, this is one of the bigger rivalries in the city. We talk about Woodside and Heritage, the baby schools, quote unquote, but these two schools have seen a lot of success on the basketball court as well as other athletic endeavors.
Both of them up during the 96-97 school year. 49 seconds left in the first quarter. Inside play is off. Here comes the Wolverines. That's their nickname. Heritage, the Hurricanes. Walking the ball down very well. Wow. And a nice jumper right there by number 5 for Woodside. That's Victoria Holmes.
Holmes, she got to her spot, had her shot, and did a great job of working this offense. Now you're seeing a little bit of a defensive press by the Lady Wolverine.
Final few seconds of the quarter. 16-12. Woodside on the road. Never easy winning on the road.
Oh, I think
the travel alone from Woodside to Heritage is daunting.
Especially on a Friday, Greg. You can sit in that traffic for hours on a Friday.
Here comes the fast break steal, and it's good. The layup is good by number 11, Allen.
Felicia Allen with the shot of the game so far on that fast break.
And just like that, it's 18-12 in favor of Woodside on the road. We'll be back after these messages.
Start right, take 9, ready 2, take 2. Oh, nice up, take 3. Ready 1, Excuse me.
Why on the set?
Choice. Public education in Virginia. What would you decide?
All right, welcome back here to Heritage High School in Newport News. It is 18-12 in favor of Woodside. What are the keys here for both teams in the second quarter?
I think the keys for Heritage are they have to continue trying to work on the interior to keep on establishing that presence on the inside, particularly when you talk about players like Special Bridges or Cole McPlaza. But for Woodside, I love the adjustment that Coach Scott made early on in the first quarter, where we started to see, instead of trying to bang on the inside with Heritage, they took it to the outside and started working those shots. There you see our officials for the evening. We've got Walter Hamlin, Walter McCoy, and, of course, Anthony Gorgone. Doing a
Thank
great
you,
job
Nathaniel.
tonight.
We gave them an audio credit as well. Nice video credit, too. 7:45 left till halftime here at Heritage High School in Newport News. With Woodside up by now a total of 9 points. Heritage has to watch the explosiveness of Woodside.
Yeah, I think Heritage's advantage early on were being at home and this size advantage like you're seeing right now. But for Woodside, they are the better team, Greg, coming in with a record of 12-3. So if you're Heritage, you don't want to give Woodside any momentum because they're going to hop on it.
Rotate the players, keep them fresh. You got to do it. Keep that desire going for 32 minutes as well. Cover the weak side, block out, get off to a good start in the second quarter.
And you talk about, keeping players fresh. That's one of the big weaknesses for Heritage is they don't have that depth. Coach Talon was telling us before the game. And so that could come into play tonight.
And we're seeing it early. 21-13. Hurricanes at the free throw line. Shot is up, and it's no good by number 12, Bridges.
And Special Bridges, if you're at the free throw line, you got to take advantage of those opportunities at the charity stripe. She was not able to on that last possession, Greg.
Especially at home.
And rims are supposed to be a little bit kinder at home.
Woodside with the baseline. Shot is good. That's money. That's pure money by number 23. Respectively, Bunting.
Bunting doing a great job from the outside. That's about the third or fourth time we've seen that play, Greg, where they just work that ball around the exterior, find somebody in the corner, and they get that corner tray.
As Nate and I always talk about, college basketball, Connecticut always doing well, Old Dominion slumping. Nate's a big fan of the WNBA as well.
Oh, yes. And, you talk about, we mentioned Adrian Motley early. That played here at Woodside, was drafted by the WNBA, the Indiana Fever, last year. Unfortunately, she was released, but she's playing in Europe now. So it's like, you know what? There are options and avenues for these young women once they go through high school, once they go through college, and it's good to see something like the WNBA for them.
Absolutely. 24-13.
I think this is an important timeout right here, Greg, because Woodside is on a roll right now. Heritage has to find some way to come back and stop this momentum.
And that's a quick timeout with 1 minute gone in.
And I think
it's not like it's deep in the second quarter.
Coach Talon realizes, you don't want things to get out of hand. And it's like, hey, we got to put a stop to this really quickly because Woodside is a team that can get on a roll.
Both talents.
Both.
All right, here comes Heritage. And nice shot there by number 23. That's Carter.
Trinity Carter with that matrix-like move right there. That was a good play call out of the timeout.
Jumper off. And that's what the Hurricanes need to do, crash the boards.
That's their advantage, the size on the interior, the muscle power that they bring down low on the blocks. That's the way that Heritage is going to win this game, not by trying to go shot for shot with the Woodside Wolverine.
24-15.
I like them slowing down the pace of the game a little bit, though, because they don't want to run with the Wolverines either.
It's still anybody's ball game, but you can sense Woodside's got the momentum.
Yep.
And they shouldn't be having the momentum on the road.
Now, they've come into the opposing team's gym and completely stolen the momentum right now. Almost stole the ball right there.
Both these girls have a lot of regional experience. Of course, in 2008, the Heritage girls basketball team won the state championship.
Absolutely. A lot of
there you see him right there. It's Brian Scott in the white shirt.
Brian Scott, who spent a few years at Denby, now here at Woodside trying to build something here.
Doing a great job. Really great job.
They're coming into this game with a 12-3 record, one of the better teams in the city.
Very impressed what I'm seeing from both schools so far. (24-15). Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton, glad you're with us. Our entire crew, who we will go over in the fourth quarter.
This is a crucial part of the game, Greg. Even though it's still early, you can tell when a team is starting to get that momentum, when things are starting to roll for them. And we're seeing Woodside right now have that momentum. And Heritage does not want to get to a place where they're 15, 20 points behind on this team.
You can't go one and done. You got to get those offensive boards. 12-month season, show up tonight, accountability, focus on the task at hand, And like I said earlier, momentum on both halves, not just one half.
Yep. It's about that execution. And right there we see poor execution from the Lady Hurricanes, not able to establish themselves on that set.
Remember, this is not game 1 for Heritage, it's game 14.
Yeah.
And game 16 for Woodside.
And, they did have a bit of an interruption due to all the weather, but
and holidays.
The coaches aren't going to be, the coaches aren't going to take those excuses. You show up to play. And then the Lady Canes right now are in a little bit of trouble.
Doesn't snow inside.
There's no retractable roof on this gym, Greg.
Thank goodness we are inside, though. We've done a lot of games here over the years. (24-15). Woodside up by 9 with the ball, going right to left on the TV dial. Here you see Woodside in the black and aqua teal uniforms. Coached by Brian Scott. Their former coach is on the Heritage bench as an assistant volunteer with his wife, Mike Talent. He really put Woodside on the map in basketball and other sports too.
Yeah, and you think about, this Heritage team, they're a team in transition, and we'll see if Coach Talent is able to kind of get this thing turned around.
Of course, he coached Phoebus and Lakeisha Frett, who played at Georgia. It's probably a signature player he ever coached.
One of the greatest players to come out of this area.
Ever, period. Division I basketball she played for the Bulldogs.
She played professionally in the ABL, the women's league that tried to rival the WNBA back in the day.
There's Lanika Talon.
Coach Talon, again, trying to imprint her technique and her signature style on this young Heritage Hurricanes team. Talk about that motion offense that she's running.
Shot is up, and it's no good by number 3. That's Washington.
And this is a simple area to fix right here, Greg. Free throws. How many free throws have we seen the Lady Canes miss? Those are free points right there that they're not taking advantage of.
They did that time. She must have heard you. But the thing is, the clock's not moving, and you want to take advantage of it at home.
Exactly, especially at home.
We always talk about how hard it is to win on the road. Woodside with the ball, up by 8, in control. Methodical offense here. That motion offense. Jumper is off. And the Canes get it.
That was a good attempt at the shot right there. Nice floater, but unfortunately wasn't able to knock it down. And Woodside now retains the possession, and then we'll see. Can they get something going here on offense? Wow.
Here's the steal.
That was Amaya Boyce, the freshman who stole it, but then gives it right back.
Canes not shy, but no boards, no crash to the boards. It's like
that's not their game, Greg.
Horseshoes.
Yeah, that's not their game. Just those outside shots.
And a good team like that will capitalize it every single time.
Wow. That was a nice move right there by Ty Bunting, number 23 for the Lady Wolverine.
Right now, Heritage is out of control. Good follow-up. As they need more of the offensive boards.
Yeah, great job crashing the boards for the Lady Canes.
This might be their best possession of the game. But you got to score.
They got to score, though. They got to cash it in.
Now they chewed some clock off there, too.
You got to cash in. If you're winning the rebounding battle, Greg, you got to cash in by scoring those points.
26-16 in favor of the Wolverines, who play right past Fort Eustis, near Yorktown almost. They're the farthest school up north in Newport News. Outside jumper is up, off by Deloach. Here come the Wolverines in the black uniforms. Jumper is way off, but they get the offensive boards and a foul.
Thing on that last offensive possession for Heritage, Greg, they're still not finding that rhythm. They're still not, I think at points in the first quarter, we saw them start to get their momentum. They started to work the ball on the inside with Special Bridges and Coral McPlaza. But after that, Woodside took over, and it's been all Lady Wolverines ever since then.
It's not a 50-yard dash. It's a 32-minute game.
Yep.
Shot is up by number 11. That's Allen.
Alicia Allen, one of the leaders of this team, brings balance and poise to the squad.
Not that time, though.
Not on that particular shot, but most of the time she brings balance and poise.
Very good effort regardless by her. Very mature squads. Both these schools doing a great job. But like in anything in sports, only one team can win. Prep basketball here on NNPS TV, Cox Cable 47-517, NNPSTV.com.
Good defense by the Lady Wolverine.
Outside jumper off. That's it. That's what you need to do. Get that second chance points.
Special Bridges coming up big right there, Greg. If they're going to win, if they're going to get back into this game, that's what they need.
And she needs to be a bridge to the second half.
There you go. Because they've got to take advantage of those second chance opportunities.
27-18. Wolverines up.
Wow.
Now by 11. 29-18.
That's a good shot by Emily Anderson for the Woodside Wolverines. That's the thing, Greg. It's all well and good for Heritage to score on one end, but they got to come back and defend on the other.
That's where basketball is criticized the most, is the defensive play. And it's so obvious because it's front and center.
Yeah. You
And
can see
transparent.
that at all levels of the game, high school, college, pros.
Nobody wants to play defense.
Everybody talks about the Warriors being a great offensive team, but what makes them so good is they play defense.
Yes. And when you get to the regionals and the postseason, it's all about defense.
I know it's a cliche, but defense does win championships. If you can't stop the opposing team, then you're going to be in for a long night like Heritage is right now.
Not to mention shot selection as well. 11-point lead, double digits for Woodside on the road. Heritage with the ball. That's Deloach. Outside jumper is up, and it's no good by James.
Again, a unfulfilled offensive
And that's
set
the thing
by
you see
Heritage.
sometimes in all levels. They're fast breaking, running down the court, and they realize there's nobody down here with me. I've got nobody to pass to.
I'm all alone. Like, where did everybody go?
Yeah, 4 players are dragging behind.
But this is a crucial point of the game, though, for the Heritage Hurricanes. I think they've got to get it in underneath 10 points before the halftime to have a realistic shot of coming back in the second half.
And the layup is up, and it's no good. And just when we thought both, especially Heritage, was trying to make some move, Woodside's just stymied them every time.
Especially when you get a fast break like that. When you have the advantage in transition, you got to take advantage of it. You got to go ahead and get that score in. And with less than a minute and a half to go, again, I think Heritage has got to try to get this under a 10-point lead.
And they just did.
Almost on command.
But they're still way behind by 8. With 1:04 left to intermission.
That's a big shot, though, Greg. I think just from a mental standpoint, if you go in trailing by 8 or 9, it's a difference than trailing by 10 or 11, just from a psychological standpoint.
Nice Hurricanes logo on the court. Very nice court here.
We've been here so many times, seen many great games, many great players.
Heritage had a great player in Bonet Holston, Woodside, Adrian Motley. The 2 signature players ever in the school history. Holston for Heritage, Motley for Woodside.
Benet Holston was a great inside-outside player, very strong.
Oh, there's a steal. Woodside gets it back with 20 seconds. She played for NC State. And, of course, Motley played for Miami.
Holston, NC State, Motley, Miami.
ACC teams.
That is just, shows the presence of these 2 programs to send girls to those schools.
2 of the best players ever in Newport News. Jumper off. So we're at halftime with the score. All right, it is 29-21. Woodside up by 8 on the road. Nate Milton, we got another exciting 16 minutes left, but first, let's go to a nice spotlight with Victoria Holmes.
Fusion Fitness with Alexis. Tune in weekdays 6:30 a.m., Mondays 7:30 a.m., 2:30 p.m., and 7:30 p.m. Oops. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Get on top of it before they do. Every 24 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
When did you decide to seriously play basketball?
When I was in 2nd grade, I just fell in love with the game.
What position do you play and why?
The position I play is shooting guard and small forward. I'm a wing player. I play those positions because of my height, and I'm also a good shooter and knock down open shots.
Have you tried any other positions?
No.
Why basketball and not some other sport?
For basketball, I just fell in love with the game. I love it. Other sports, I didn't really like it.
What sports did you try?
I didn't like soccer. I tried. I didn't like that. I was always anxious to pick up the ball, but in soccer you can't do that.
What did you do to prepare for basketball?
I did a lot of development skills, basketball handling, ball dribbling, two ball dribbling, shooting on a shooting machine.
How were your freshman, sophomore, and junior years playing basketball?
My freshman and sophomore year, I spent more on fundamentals, shooting, dribbling, getting better. And in my junior year, all those came together, and I was just a great player.
What physical and mental skills should you have to play the game?
Physically, to play the game, you have to have speed. Your body have to be in shape. You have to be conditioned. Mentally, you have to be able to be calm under pressure, teamwork, and also you have to be mentally sound and mentally smart.
How do you balance academics and athletics?
To balance it, I had to make a schedule for after practice, 30 minutes I spend with this subject, that subject, with homework and studying.
Did you have a hard time adjusting to that, as you got into high school?
Yes, my freshman year, I struggled with it, but after that, I got used to it.
Are you planning to play basketball in college?
Yes, I do.
Are you looking at any schools in particular?
Yes, Liberty and Mount St. Mary.
Do you have any favorite basketball players that inspire you?
Yes, Maya Morris inspired me. She plays the same position as me, and I just love how she go east to coast and just pull up for the open three or penetrate and attack the basket.
What advice do you have for kids wanting to play basketball at your level?
Advice I have for kids that want to play at this level is a lot of work, hard work, and dedication.
How do you think your team will do this year?
My team will do great this year. We're planning on going to states.
So I hear you're a broadcast student and a member of the NNPS TV crew. What position do you enjoy working the most?
The position I enjoy the most is camera operator.
Why?
Because I just love being behind the camera and recording and see my shots that I record on TV.
Do you have plans of being in the communication field?
Yes, I do.
What made you choose communications as a career?
Because I had enjoyed entertainment. It was enjoyable to me.
How is being in telecom helping you towards your media goals?
It's preparing me to be like for a director or producer, because I want to do that when I get older.
What do you think of the telecom program overall?
Telecom program overall is great. It's preparing students for live broadcasting, production, filming, editing.
Well, we know that you go to Woodside and they are the communications magnet. So what is different there than here?
At Woodside, it's very different from telecom. The studio with the camera set up, higher technology, the editing program. You also have a back room for the directors and audio systems.
So what are your plans after college?
After college, I want to be like a producer or director.
Well, thank you, Victoria, and good luck on your future.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that, you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team. If we all show up together, that's what it's all about.
I was a part of helping to build what it is today.
I'm really lucky to get to be a part of that legacy.
Just that simple act that takes, 5 or 10 minutes of your time is making a difference and is transforming someone else's life.
Once you get there and realize how much you can change someone's life, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
You guys keep doing what you're doing, it's something special.
Get up and try something. Just try it. Just go to one event, one action team event.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a scientist. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer.
Our younger students have the right idea. Today's leading careers are involved in science, technology, engineering, and math. Newport News Public Schools has embarked on an aggressive STEM education initiative that prepares students to take full advantage of STEM opportunities in higher education and career fields. So, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Both teams started off shaky, but Woodside showed control.
Absolutely, my friend. This is what it's all about. There you see the score, 29 for the Woodside Wolverines, 21 for the home team, the Heritage Hurricanes, Greg. And I think what we saw early on was both teams kind of trying to find their footing. And we talked about those long breaks and layoffs due to the inclement weather early on. There you see the score again, 29 for Woodside, 21 for Heritage. But once Woodside started to get that shooting stroke down, it's all rhythm. They hop back on that bike, and it's been all Woodside for the most part in this game. So I want to see what adjustments Coach Talon made during the halftime to see how Heritage comes out here.
We'll see. That's always the key, those adjustments at halftime. 8-point lead for Woodside on the road. And we'll see what happens here in the final 16 minutes. Very emotional rivalry game here because Mike Talon, who coached Woodside for so many years now, is a volunteer assistant with his wife, who's the head basketball coach for the Heritage girls. So, third time, too, for them both playing this year. Both have had great experience in the past, have made the postseason in the past from their time, their talent, and their treasure.
There you go. And that's what it's all about here, particularly when you talk about the Newport News school system. activities, athletics, athleticism, time, talent, treasure. We've talked about it over the years, Greg, and we're seeing two teams come out tonight, two rivals that want to get the year started off on a good note.
We've talked about it all along. It's focus on 32 minutes. They've been working since the fall for this moment. Forget quickly and move on. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yep.
Get the fans involved in the game a little bit, too.
And that's the one thing we haven't seen tonight because of the way Woodside's played. They've completely taken the Heritage crowd out of it. That gets rid of that home court advantage.
It's not about the phones or an app. There's no app for this. Analytics maybe, but no app.
No, there is nothing that can replace live sports. It is, the ultimate reality show, if you will. You can't script this stuff.
And your emotions are very visible.
We'll see which team can regain that composure, which team can keep their emotions in check, and which team can come out and execute the game plan.
7:35 left in the third quarter. Woodside going left to right in the black uniforms, Heritage in the white. Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton, and the entire crew right here at Heritage. Beautiful school. Woodside outside jumper, set shot, good. By Boyce.
Amaya Boyce, the fabulous freshman, Greg Bickaveris, and Woodside is picking up right where they left off in the first half with that great ball rotation.
Sometimes halftime can be a curse too. You get two lacks.
Yeah, you have time to think about what you did wrong instead of thinking about what you're going to do right.
Jumper, air ball, but good follow-up right there by number 1, Nate Angel James.
Yes, that was an air ball, but then Heritage had a guardian angel, and that was number 1, Angel James, with the rebound and the putback for the Lady Canes. And that's what they need, Greg. They need more of those offensive rebounds that lead to score.
Big rivalry in Newport News, kind of like Menchville-Denby or Warwick and Menchville. Of course, 5 schools in Newport News, 4 in Hampton, 1 in Gloucester. All trying to get the postseason. We're a long way from that. It's all about tonight.
Yeah, we're a long way away, but great steal right there by the Lady Canes. But the road to the playoffs starts tonight, Greg.
And the jumper was no good by James. Here come the Wolverines left to right. Working it around very methodically.
Seeing a more aggressive defense right now by the Lady Canes.
Really love the play of Boyce ball handler. (32-23) is the score. Woodside up by 9 on the road. All about accountability here in the third and fourth quarter. This is when you win games. It's how you react in the third and fourth quarter. Still here, Bill.
Heritage has got to find a way to stop this defense, to stop this offense with their defense. They've been aggressive, but they haven't gotten the results that they want.
9-point lead for the Wolverines. And right now, Heritage has a chance to make a mark here. Woodside's off to a little sluggish start.
Yeah.
They want to try to get back their groove.
That's what they got to do. They have to come in here, really establish themselves, particularly with that interior presence. That's what brought them to the dance, so to speak.
And you got to make those clear set shots or the follow through. Those second chance points are so important. 32-23 Woodside with 5:21 left.
Angel James got fouled right there, attempting that putback. Angel James coming out here, really attacking the offensive boards for the Lady Hurricanes. To me, she might be the one that has to be kind of the spark plug to ignite this comeback from the Heritage Hurricane.
We're celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the Heritage Girls State Championship, 2008. Great tradition here for both schools in girls basketball. Thank you. 32-24. 5:10 left in the third quarter. Right now, you just kind of wonder who's going to take the grasp of the basketball and take it to another level.
Well, this feels a whole lot like the opening moments of this game, Greg, in the first half. We saw both teams kind of try to feel each other out, try to find their rhythm, and then it was Woodside who came up with the big plays, with the big shots. So we'll see. Will history repeat itself, or will Heritage find some way to get themselves back into this game?
Both seasoned teams, postseason savvy, excellent coaches, and Scott for Woodside and talent for Heritage. But you got to close the deal, checkmate, seal it. But in order to get to the fourth quarter, you got to play better in the third. Jumper is up. Good, rolls in, shooter's touch. Shooter's touch.
That's what Woodside has done all night, Greg. They found the open person and been able to get those shots down. Right there, Angel James missing the shot for Heritage.
But she missed it with nobody around the glass.
And the thing was, she had a player open to the left of her. That might have been the way to go. Wow!
What you're seeing right now is, you just said it, you're seeing more team play by Woodside, individual play by Heritage. I'm not saying that's bad, but it's not going to win championships.
No, you got to play as a team. You got to play united. It's the old acronym, Team TEAM. Together, everyone achieves more, and that's what we've seen from Woodside. Unfortunately for Heritage, we haven't really seen that yet.
34-24. Double-digit lead for Woodside on the road. Heritage back at the stripe. They called it a charity stripe for a reason.
The charity stripe has not really been kind tonight for the Heritage Lady Hurricanes. We'll see if Special Bridges can make something happen here.
Make something special. 4:05 left in the third quarter.
Special Bridges and Coral McPlaza, the two interior forces for the Lady Canes, did a lot of good things early in the first quarter, but really haven't been heard from since.
You got to hustle back up on defense. And the layup kills them again. You got to hustle on defense.
You have got to get back in transition, especially with a team as quick and as athletic as the Lady Wolverine. Just a mental error right there by Heritage, not getting back and allowing that easy score.
It was an 8-point lead at halftime for Woodside. Now it's a 12-point lead.
And that scoreboard is going the wrong way if you are a fan of the Heritage Hurricanes watching at home.
Very impressed by head coach Brian Scott getting it done.
Woodside coming in with that 12-3 record, one of the best teams in the city, as you mentioned, Greg. So they should have the advantage, but as we always talk about, it's not easy to win on the road. And they're not only winning, Greg, but they're coming out, they're looking very
Great
impressive.
follow-up right there by number 23, respectively, Bunting.
Ty Bunting did a great job right there on the interior.
(38-24).
We're seeing a great job of the Woodside Wolverines and Coach Brian Scott having a bit of a powwow, if you will. But they've looked really impressive so far here in the second half.
Yeah, because you can't have a power outage playing basketball.
Absolutely not.
You've got to really, the key is, it's very simple, fundamentals, offense, defense, bench support. But if you miss a shot, you want to go back for the boards again. All right, Nate Milton.
All right, here we go, folks. Of course, for the folks out there watching, if you are a rising 11th grader and you're interested in TV production, call Telecom for more information and to schedule a tour. Of course, 757-591-4687 is the number, 757-591-4687, extension 0. If you're interested in TV production, if you want to be in front of the camera, behind the camera, and join the ranks of these young men and women here on the crew that are bringing you this exciting action tonight, folks.
And Citrina will transfer you. Want to give a shout out to one of our great all-time admin, faculty, and staff, Verba Jones. And of course, as Ray Price said, she created that page, but Citrina. But Verba was a wonderful woman. We wish her all the best.
Not only was Miss Jones a good person, but she always had the check, so she was certainly one of the most popular people in the building.
Outside jumper is up, and it's good. So much Heritage needed that.
Trinity
Carter.
Trinity Carter right there. Good. That was a good play out of the timeout for the Lady Hurricanes, trying to get some momentum going, Greg.
Nate and I always talk about the Tony Vincent fast break from St. Vincent's, and what that is when it's the fast break, you throw of like a football bomb, and you alienate all the other players. It's just one, like a quarterback throwing it to a receiver. Yep. But you have a long way before you get to that as well.
And
focus on just getting the ball across the timeline.
Well, for something like that, it takes, you have to be in sync with your teammate. Like in the NBA, we saw LeBron James and Dwayne Wade do that for so many years. And, these girls are still working up to that level. Great job right there, though, by the Lady Cane.
By number 1, Angel James.
What has gotten into Angel James? Folks?
AJ.
She has come out here in the second half with something to prove.
Great audio and video by our crew.
Angel James took the hit and was able to get the hoop to go down. Now she's going to see if she can make this a three-point play.
And she does. Connects. Still 8-point lead for Woodside. What you're saying is Woodside's got such a big cushion, they can afford a few extra points like that or lapses.
Well, and that's the thing, though. You can afford one or two of those lapses, but you don't want to get lackadaisical, Greg, and rest on your laurels. They got to come out here and still press and try to take these Lady Hurricanes out.
And Heritage has to capitalize on the mistakes by Woodside, whether it's an air ball or turnover.
And we're seeing that right now, being very aggressive on the offensive end by the Lady Hurricanes. If you're a fan of Heritage, that's what you want to see. You want to see them coming out here with some passion and some explosiveness here in the second half, Greg.
Absolutely. 2:17 left in the third quarter. Who's back to the line again? Angel James.
Sometimes that's all it takes, Greg, is one player saying, I'm going to put the team on my back.
I've got this.
Just follow me. Sometimes that's all it takes to get that momentum going back in your direction.
(38-31). You got to make these free throws, Nathaniel.
Charity Stripe is the ultimate equalizer. And Angel James is not afraid.
No, she needs to be the proactive one. Somebody's got to be the leader for both teams.
Yeah, somebody's got to step up. Somebody's got to take the charge. And Angel James right now is the one for the Lady Hurricanes to say it's going to be her game.
Again, our officials, Hamlin, McCoy, Gargone.
Got the two Walters out there tonight in stripes.
Yes. I think it's smart to have three officials because it's a lot of running up and down the court.
I remember back in the day, you used to be only two officials, and that's
a little bit too much. In and out.
Ooh, Angel James always got the
James trying to put the weight on his shoulders.
You've got to be impressed with what we're seeing right now from Angel James, Greg. She's going out there with a lot of confidence and conviction tonight.
And Heritage has cut it down to 6. But can they sustain? That's the key. They're having trouble getting the ball in bounds. The intensity's picking up.
And that's the thing, Greg. Sometimes when you get down, you spend so much energy catching back up that you don't have enough in the fourth quarter to go ahead and take the lead.
Who's on a mission here in the third? 38-32, Woodside winning on the road. Woodside in the black, Heritage in the white uniforms.
Necessary mistake right there by the Lady Hurricanes. That's not what you need right now at this point when you're trying to get back into the game, Greg.
Hope you enjoyed all of our great football games this past fall.
Of course, these two schools no stranger to success on the football field as well.
Postseason success by both. The key for both in football is just getting to the next level.
Yeah. Heritage, of course, has the ultimate prize back in 2000 with the state championship. But lately, Woodside has been the more consistent team in the postseason.
1:40 left in the third quarter. The shot is good.
Good body control right there by the Woodside Wolverine.
They needed that shot too.
22, Zaire Jackson going on the inside with that one. Of course, that was a great pass from Zaire Jackson on that last play to Felicia Allen. Allen, the balancing force for the Lady Wolverine.
Bob Robbins, the athletic director at Woodside. Shot is up and it's no good. Ball misses.
Good rebound, though, by Special Bridges. Wasn't able to get that putback, as you mentioned.
Should be an exciting fourth quarter coming up. We only got 1:25 left in the third. Of course, Dwayne Peters, the director of athletics at Heritage. They're Robbins and Peters, respectively.
Another miss at the line by the Lady Canes, Greg. That's about, at least a half a dozen points they've left at the charity stripe.
40-32. Woodside still maintaining the same 8-point lead they had at halftime. Girls basketball here in Newport News, Virginia.
Heritage has worked hard to get back into this game, Greg. But if you're going to miss those shots at the free throw line, you're not doing yourself any favors when it comes to this comeback.
Of course, Mike Gardner coached the Heritage girls.
Wow.
At one time.
Angel James with another score, Greg. She is taking over for the Lady Hurricanes here in the second half.
Using that full court pressure defense, too, when they can. Backcourt.
Wow. Big time defensive play by the Lady Canes.
Heritage trying to catch Woodside falling asleep with that lead. With less than a minute here till the fourth quarter. Greg Picadero, Nate Milton, glad you're with us for high school girls basketball. We're at Heritage High School in Newport News. Jumper is off. Who's going to want it more in the fourth?
It's all about that. The energy, the execution, the passion that you display here in the fourth quarter. That's who's going to tell the tale for the night, Greg.
And the Wolverines.
Another turnover.
They're going to both get refreshed here and reset for the fourth quarter. Heritage has played a lot better in the third.
Blocking foul on the Lady Wolverines. A silly foul, Greg. That is not what you want at this point in the game.
Heritage has outscored Woodside 13-11 in the third quarter. That don't mean nothing toward the final end, though.
Right. And it doesn't mean anything if they can't convert on these free throws. Yet another missed opportunity from the charity stripe for the Lady Hurricanes. Like it's one thing, Greg, like if I give you a big check and you go to the bank, it's great if you got a big check. But if you leave half of it there at the bank, what did you really get? And that's what we're seeing from the Lady Canes. They've had a lot of opportunities, and they're only cashing in on about half of them.
And there's no ID on cash.
And there's no direct deposit either, my friend.
Old school money. Final 20 seconds left here of the third quarter. 21.6, 40-35. Woodside holding on to that little bit of cushion left. But you still feel like they're still in momentum. That's the thing. Heritage got to get over the hump.
And you mentioned it earlier, Greg. Woodside might be lulled into a false sense of security with that big lead. Now they're going to have to fight for it because Woodside is not going to go away quietly.
Well, there's no shot clock. They can take their time. 40-35.
And that's where the strategy comes into play. Like you said, no shot clock. You can just hold the ball to the end of the quarter, wait for the best shots you can get, and hoist it up without ever giving Heritage an opportunity to score. We're going to see Felicia Allen, number 11, at the line for the Lady Wolverines. And Allen has been one of the key players for Woodside tonight.
And she misses.
Woodside gets the rebound, though.
But Heritage will get the final shot if they get it off.
Got to get it up.
Only 2 seconds. She didn't even notice it. You got to notice the clock. That's a big problem for all of high school sports. All right, it's 40-35. Woodside's leading it. We'll be back after these messages. All right, one more quarter left. Greg Bickaveras and Nate Milton, 40-35. The key is focus for both schools here. They both seemed to lose a little of that focus in the third quarter. Heritage played better, but that was bad play toward the end.
Yeah, that last play that we saw right before the end of the quarter where they didn't have the
wherewithal.
They weren't able to get a shot up. You know, you got to have that court awareness, Greg. And so this is it, the fourth quarter. Reggie Miller called this winning time. This is when you got to step up. If you're Heritage, you got to defend home court. If you're Woodside, you want to come out strong and snatch that momentum away from the Lady Hurricane.
Pick up that energy. It all comes down to the fourth quarter.
With Coach Brian Scott for the Woodside Wolverines and also Coach Talon for the Heritage Hurricanes, what they have in store for this final quarter.
They can agree to disagree, but they got to play together as a team.
Again, the big key so far here in the second half has been the play of Angel James. You see at the bottom of your screen has really kind of spurred on this comeback for the Lady Hurricane.
Great point. Heritage going right to left in the white uniforms, Woodside in the black. Big time fourth quarter here at Heritage High School in Newport News. Girls basketball. Varsity basketball. I felt a leak coming from the roof.
We might have a retractable roof after all, Greg.
The Super Bowl is in Minnesota this year.
Yeah, at least it's not snowing tonight.
Let's see what Brian Scott's strategy is. Up by 5 here in the final quarter. You play to win or you just play conservative? I say keep being aggressive.
Yeah. I mean, take it from an Atlanta Falcons fan, Greg, who saw that Super Bowl last year. You want to stay aggressive, keep your foot on the gas.
And Woodside just did. They listened to you. Good boards there by the Canes. Woodside up by 7.
This continued to be the Angel James
And
show.
nice shot there by number 12, respectively, Special Bridges. They now have our MVP here toward the end of the quarter. Of course, our crew list coming up.
That's a great job by Angel James to get it into Special Bridges, and Bridges finally allowing herself to get on track here in the second half. You got to attack those boards, though, if you're Woodside. If you're Heritage, you can't give Woodside these second chances.
Nice layup. Excellent play by Allen. Bringing balance.
Certainly the MVP for the Woodside Wolverines with her play tonight.
And James so far for Heritage. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. James, to me, has been the spark plug here in the second half. This very easily could be a 10, 15, 20-point lead now if it were not for the effort of Angel James, coming out here and really taking the initiative to put the team on her back and being assertive. And that's what you like to say, Greg, always, being proactive. That's what we've seen tonight from Angel James.
Athletic trainer taking a look right now. At number 1, Angel James. And we've been lucky, really no injuries so far for the most part.
Yeah.
It's a very physical game. I mean, they're running full court.
It is. Basketball is not a contact sport, but that doesn't mean that injuries will not occur.
The rim has not been nice for Heritage.
That's number 10, Reality Webb, at the line. And
Not a reality show.
I'll say she just got a reality check from the rim, Greg.
Yes, she did. Nice swish there to make up for it. Got to have those make goods, Nate. Got to have those make goods.
There you go. Heritage still trying to complete this comeback. See the defensive pressure.
All right, the executive producer is the wonderful Michelle Price, who went to Menchville High School. Coordinating producer for tonight's game since 1992, Ray A. Price. The director, Bill Barlow. Our wonderful engineer, Greg Lesko. And, of course, Carl Daniels.
All right, we've got our student crew list here as we see the shot go up and in for the Lady Wolverines. Our student crew, we got Derek Miracle, Brianna Harrison, Brandon Nault, Ian Tyson Odette, Darren D.C. Cooper, the X-Man Xavier Davis, Colin, don't call me Biggie Smalls, Double A, Alexis Alexander, Gabe Odachowski, and of course, Jason Hoyle. Great job by our student crew tonight.
Victoria Holmes, we're really proud of her.
Yeah, you saw her doing the spotlight at halftime. Normally she'd be running camera, but tonight she's out there running point.
I think Nate and I are ready to play her one-on-one, though, to take her back to school, though.
You think you still got a shot left in your pocket, Greg?
I think with your help, 2-on-1 maybe.
Break out the ice chill from way downtown. We can run to Tony's fast break.
Absolutely.
I think we might have one fast break left in between the two of us.
Definitely not two.
Heritage back at the line, Greg, with, of course, who else? Angel James.
Who we're going to call her the MVP.
Yes.
And for Woodside?
For Woodside, I'm going to go with Felicia Allen, number
Very
11.
good. Very good. But we still have plenty of basketball left, 5:35.
And if there is one weakness to Heritage's game tonight, Greg, we just saw it there. They have not been able to complete their free throw.
If they would have, they'd be leading probably.
Yeah, they've left at least half a dozen points on the table.
Court looking really good after all these decades here. Heritage and Woodside are the two best courts in the area. Nice give and go. Wow. By number 4 for Woodside, Boyce.
Big time play for Amaya Boyce, the freshman.
Absolutely. Great teamwork. And the opposite hand layup is off. Ooh, by number 10, Webb, and she gets rolled over. Luckily, she's okay. That's what we mean by being a physical game, Nate. You saw it, too.
Here we see. This is bad news if you're a fan of the Woodside Wolverines. We see number 11. We were just talking about her, Felicia Allen, walking up slowly back up to the other end of the court.
We're at Heritage High School at Newport News. Girls basketball. Great action here on our airwaves. Cox Cable 47. I got to say this, too. For the first time, I saw some Verizon 517 in Hampton. So we want to say hello to all the people in Hampton watching on 517.
Absolutely. Cox 47, Verizon 517. And, of course, we got to give a shout-out to our men and women in uniform watching on NPSTV.com all around the world, from Boston to Boise, Fargo to Fresno, from Newfoundland to New Orleans, and all points in between. We're bringing you this exciting prep basketball action, folks.
Hampton Road Spell Sports and NPSTV.com. Don't forget sports highlights on Mondays at 7 a.m., 2 p.m., 7 p.m., weekends at 9 a.m. on Cox Cable 47, 517, and NPSTV.com. 26 years in February.
Wow. This is a critical time. For
live school board meetings on NPSTV.com.
School board meetings, sports highlights.
Fusion Fitness. Students doing a great job. We've got the best students in the state right here on the van crew.
11th and 12th graders, folks, bringing you this action. You see the way they're following the action with the cameras, bringing you the sights and sounds.
Great camaraderie with the staff, too.
Absolutely. Staff and students working together to bring you this production tonight, folks.
They learn during business hours with Carl and Ray and come out here and execute their plan during the game time. Got to give him a lot of credit, especially during football season when it's cold.
Absolutely.
Man, it's cold out there.
The thing with this, Greg, right now, I think this is a crucial time for the Lady Hurricanes because time is not of the essence, No, time is falling through that hourglass.
Because Woodside can keep scoring and just extend that double-digit lead. And they're already up by 11 now.
Heritage needs a burst right now, and it's probably going to have to come again from Angel James. Angel James and Special Bridges.
You don't have to go for a three just yet, but you're getting there. And a foul. That's what Woodside does not want to do. Put the Canes at the line with no time moving.
The good news for the Lady Hurricanes, you got to the free throw line. The bad news for the Lady Hurricanes, Greg, they're on the free throw line where they have not had the greatest of success tonight. So we're going to see, can Angel James knock these in?
No matter what level, it comes down to the scoreboard.
We'll see at all levels, collegiate, high school, college, professional. The free throw is a lost art in some senses, but it is very integral and important to the game.
10-point lead for Woodside, 50-40. You see right there James at the line in the white uniforms.
Angel James bringing it within 10.
We'll see what Coach Towns' strategy is going to be here. Is she going to try to foul or let the clock move? Woodside's got some great ball handlers, too. Ooh, a steal. Wow. Out of bounds, though. Yep, good call by the ref. Good try right there by Boyce on defense, but not good enough for Heritage Deloach. So Boyce and Deloach going at it. They're both number 4.
Journey Deloach with a great effort, Greg, but like you said, wasn't able to keep that body control. It's almost like a football game. Wasn't able to retain possession, carry it through, and stay in bounds. So unfortunately,
both number 4 is playing very well.
One of our key matchups.
Really is. Boyce, the freshman for Woodside.
Boyce is going to be a good player, Greg. She's already a good player, but I think, you mentioned she's a freshman. She's getting there, get better.
And I'm a big proponent of that freshman playing varsity. You get better experience that way. And the shot is up and it's good.
Once again, Angel James. Mama, there goes that woman. Number 1 on your playbook, number 1 in your hearts. Angel James for the Heritage Hurricanes. A steal by the Lady Canes, Greg. They're playing with a sense of urgency. I have to give them credit for that right now.
They are. They're picking it up a notch, but they're still down by 7 with 3:43 left in the fourth quarter. Greg Picavaris, Nate Milton, glad you're with us here on Cox Cable 47-517. Nice swish there by number 10, Webb.
Reality Webb trying to take this comeback from fantasy to reality, folks.
They heard you about making those free throws.
2 for 2. Good trip to the free throw line by Reality Webb. Wow, the pressure.
The ball's coming towards us. It is. Nate with the throw.
I still got some skills. I still got these handles out here, Greg.
I know you're out of breath.
Yes.
You got some water here.
Got some water, got an oxygen mask. I'll be good to go, folks.
Outside jumper, swish.
Speaking of good to go, Angel James.
AJ.
She is in the zone right now, Greg Picavaris.
She sure is. Woodside leading.
Woodside is leading, but the margin has evaporated overnight, Greg.
Like FedEx.
A couple of minutes ago, it was an 8-point lead, a 10-point lead, and now, look up at that scoreboard, folks. That is unbelievable.
Woodside leading. All right, Josh Stout in the truck. All right, so Woodside now is up. But it's anybody's ball game.
Still anybody's ball game, Greg, but you have to admire the comeback here for the Lady Hurricane. And Angel James in particular not only doing it at the free throw line, but as we saw in that last possession for Heritage, from the outside.
All right, sports highlights here on Cox Cable 47, 517. Mondays at 7, 2, and 7. Weekends at 9 a.m. For more, log on to nnpstv.com.
Greg, who you got coming up for 2018, or is it going to be a mystery, a surprise for the people?
Always got to be a little surprise.
Got to keep the intrigue, but yes, catch.
We got the athletic director from the Apprentice School, Christopher Newport women's tennis coach coming up. We've got the head baseball coach at Heritage and the head baseball coach at Stratford University the next 2 months. Stratford, one of the new schools.
Yeah. Sports highlights, one of the signature shows here in Newport News.
We have a great time with the crew.
Here it goes, Greg. We see the confidence. Heritage just looks different walking onto the court now.
They should at home.
They seem to have confidence in them now as we see these young ladies.
(52-48). Anybody's ball game now, Nathaniel.
Yes, you are not dreaming, folks. This is not a drill. This is not a joke. That is the correct score. The Heritage Hurricanes have stormed back in hurricane-like fashion.
.306 left.
Angel James again.
You just can't coast in basketball.
No, and then we talked about it, Greg. You know, being up so big as Woodside was in the first half and the beginning of the second half, you can lull yourself into a false sense of security, and that's what we saw by the Lady Wolverine. Heritage, to their credit, under the tutelage of Coach Callan, has come back to storm back into this ballgame.
.306 left here at Heritage High School in Newport News. Usually girls, boys, doubleheaders.
That's the way it should be, Greg.
Varsity, both.
Varsity, yep. Doubleheader.
That's how you attract the crowds.
A great way to spend a Friday night in Newport News. Again. 2-point game with 3 minutes to go, Greg McVeris.
Oh, that was palming.
Wow.
She got away with it. It was very obvious. You saw it too.
I saw it, you saw it, and the whole world saw it here on
None of the three
47.
refs saw it.
Starting to see Woodside get a little bit rattled here late.
2-point ball game.
Wow. Crowd's starting to get into this, Greg.
We wanted to get into it more. Again, we want to wish our condolences to the Moore family for losing the great Ben Moore, the former Warwick and Menchville varsity coach. May his memory be eternal.
Absolutely. One of the legendary figures in this area, both on and off the court. Just a great human being.
Just like George Walters was at Ferguson and here at Heritage. Ben was special.
And that's what the Hurricanes don't need right there, Greg. If you're making this great comeback, you're storming back into the ball game, you don't need turnovers to give the ball back to the Lady Wolverine.
Heritage getting those boards. Here at the 2-minute mark. No reason to rush. 54-50, Woodside's up by 4. Jumper off. Good boards there by the Wolverines. That was a manhandling rebound there. Excellent rebound.
Shot just went in and out, but the Lady Canes weren't able to knock it down. And Woodside trying to run the clock here.
Here comes Allen. Boyce just had it. And you see that the Woodside girls are quick to pass and release the rock.
Yeah. 90 seconds left in this ball game. Like you said, Greg, no shot clock. You might as well try to milk as much of that time off as you can.
You can only call but so many timeouts.
This is a crucial stoppage right here. We're going to see what Coach Scott and what Coach Talent can come up with for this final minute and a half.
See the Heritage group right there. Coach Talon, the young lady who's the head coach, and her husband is the volunteer coach.
She's done a great job at making adjustments at the half.
She's her own girl, too. I mean, she's a good coach.
It could have been a blowout early on the way things were looking with Woodside, but Heritage has come out and really pressed things here in the second half and gotten back into this game.
1:29 left. Greg Bicaveras, Nate Milton, glad you're with us. Excellent graphics by the crew.
Like win or lose, both of these teams can hold their heads up high coming out of this game tonight.
Great support system here at Heritage. I like all the banners on the walls, the different schools over the years. Heritage, of course, won the state championship in football in 2000. Nice lead now, 5-point lead will be enough to sustain. Heritage has to keep an eye on the clock. They just can't be lackadaisical here. Got to be proactive, like that. Here come the Wolverines.
They weren't able to come up with the
key is to get rid of the ball quick, to pass it around. Force Heritage to foul, like that. Just like we called it.
And then
with 1:07 left.
Greg Stradamus up here today. Predicting the future.
Or as Yoda would say, clouded future you have.
But yeah, Greg, this might be it right here for the Lady Canes and their chances to get back into this ball game, because with these scores right here at the free throw line, if they're able to knock them down.
The three helps, but you never know.
Well, that's the thing.
The moral of the story has been the free throw line.
The free throw line has been a key to Saturday night. And that's the thing. You mentioned that three-point weapon, the ice chill, if you will. And that's the one thing that Heritage is not really great at. They're a good interior team. They're a good team with those mid-shot jumpers, the mid-range. But they're not a deep team in terms of scoring from downtown. So we'll see.
I can't wait to see the reaction of Talon and his former players after the game.
Yeah, that'll be a special moment, Greg.
Hope we can capture that on camera.
That might have been the last gasp right there for the Lady Canes, Greg.
And I got to see the urgency by Heritage to foul like that with 47 seconds left here on Channel 47.
Yep.
57-50, Woodside.
That might be it, Greg. You know, you got to give a tip of the cap to the Heritage Hurricanes. They came out and fought, particularly Angel James in this second half, but it was too little too late, and the Woodside Wolverines are able to come on to the opposing team's home court and steal a victory.
You got it. 58-50. And most of the players back on Woodside on defense. No reason to foul if you're the Wolverines. You're up by 9 with 45 seconds left. And the ball goes right back to Nate and I. She said, my bad.
Like we got 3D action out here on the court, Greg.
We were ready for that one, Nate.
I was ready.
And they're not fouling. I don't get it. They're not fouling.
Oh. Hey.
They're not fouling. This game is pretty much checkmate, folks.
Ball game.
Yep. Good sportsmanship by both teams.
Good effort by both teams. Good effort, especially by the Lady Canes here in the second half.
With 12 seconds left, this game 59-50.
Hoop and the harm.
In favor of Woodside, but still 12 seconds left. But, you know, Heritage gave a valiant effort, but wasn't enough.
And that's the thing. You know, we were talking about fouling before they got into their offense. Of all the times you could foul Felicia Allen is when she's going to score, and she gets the hoop and the harm and makes it a three-point play by Felicia. The Woodside Wolverines are going away with a win tonight, Greg Bicaveras.
And a double-digit lead right now, 60-50. Little hesitancy by Heritage, and that can hurt you in a basketball game.
Yep. Good effort. Unfortunately, right there, another shot by Angel James.
And that's it. So Woodside wins it on the road, 60-52, here at Heritage High School in Newport News. We'll be back to close it up after this.
Remember, you can prevent this from happening to yourself. Wear a helmet when riding a bike. And also, watch out for cars, but still, remember to wear a helmet.
And we're back in Newport News at Heritage High School. Greg Picaveras along with Nate Milton. Glad you're with us right here. Of course, courtside, of course, 60-52. Woodside wins it on the road.
Absolutely. Very impressive win by the Lady Wolverines tonight, folks. They came into hostile territory. They came into hostile ground, and they were able to pull out a convincing 10-point victory. I really enjoyed watching this game, and I think the key to the game for me was just that balance that you talked about. Felicia Allen, Amaya Boyce, and some of the other girls on the team were able to have that balanced offense. Woodside doing a great job tonight.
It's a 4-quarter game, and, of course, Woodside was the most consistent.
They were, but you got to tip your cap to Heritage. Angel, James, and Special Bridges and Coral Mac Plaza, they came out and had a good game tonight. Unfortunately, it was just not enough. Coach Talon talked to us before the game about depth being an issue, and that reared its ugly head tonight. But you got to tip your cap. Great effort by both squads, but Woodside is your winner tonight, folks.
60-52 over Heritage. Hope you enjoyed our basketball contest right here on NNPS TV. For Nate Milton, I'm Greg Picaveras. We'll talk to you soon.